There is a quiet magic in the way the world moves, a rhythm that seems to pull us in directions we cannot always understand. Sometimes, in the quiet moments, Angelo, you may find yourself wondering, why do we search so desperately for the one who will make our hearts leap? Why do we try to impress, to win over, to show someone the depth of our feelings? But, my dear, let me remind you of this truth. True connection does not come from forcing your presence into another's life. Love, affection, respect, and admiration, these things are not earned by chasing or by empty gestures, but by standing still in your own worth. You see, a woman, the right woman, will find you. She will find the person you are when you stand tall in your authenticity, when you let your spirit speak louder than your words. She will find you not because you wore the right clothes, or spoke the right lines, or carried the right charm. No, my dear, she will find you because you are a reflection of your own strength, your own vulnerability, your own unique beauty. And when she sees you, when she truly sees you for who you are, she will know. She will know that you are the one who has been waiting to be found, just as she has been waiting for you to find her. But there is wisdom in this, my love. The way to impress a woman is not through tricks, not through games, not through trying to be someone you are not. The key to truly captivating a woman's heart lies not in pretending to be perfect, but in knowing and honoring your own imperfections. It lies in understanding that the right woman will see beyond the surface, and it is in her gaze that you will understand what truly matters. So let's step away from the search for superficial strategies. Let us instead explore the deeper ways in which you can become someone who naturally draws admiration, not through empty gestures, but through the full expression of your soul. There is a truth, a deep truth, that lies at the heart of every meaningful connection we seek in life. It is this the truth that we cannot fabricate who we are to be truly loved. We cannot wear masks long enough to find lasting affection. When we are not genuine, we become shadows of ourselves, striving to be what others want or expect us to be, and in doing so, we lose the very essence of our being. The greatest gift we can give ourselves and those we wish to attract is the gift of authenticity. It is the ability to stand fully in our truth, to present ourselves as we are without the need to hide, to change, or to pretend. It is this authenticity that becomes the most irresistible force. The search for connection can often leave us questioning ourselves. We wonder what qualities are needed, what traits are desirable, what behaviors will make us more appealing. In these moments of doubt, we begin to wear the cloak of someone we are not, trying on different personas like outfits, hoping one will fit just right. But this, my dear, is where the mistake lies. The true attraction does not come from a carefully crafted image. It comes from the soul that is laid bare, free of pretense. In relationships, there is a delicate dance between giving of oneself and receiving. But when we try to be someone we are not, when we attempt to impress by being someone we think others will want, we sever this connection. We push away the very person we are hoping to draw closer. Authenticity is the bridge that spans the distance between two souls, creating a space where trust and love can grow. It is the quiet strength of being real, of showing up as your full, unpolished self, not looking for approval, but simply being. And it is in this very realness, this vulnerability, that the most profound and lasting attraction arises. The beauty of authenticity is that it requires no effort beyond simply being yourself. And yet, this is often the hardest thing to do. We are raised in a world that teaches us to perform, to please, to hide our flaws and weaknesses, to present only the best version of ourselves. We fear rejection, so we hide pieces of ourselves, thinking that the more perfect we appear, the more love we will receive. But, my dear, love does not reside in perfection. It resides in the acceptance of imperfection, in the ability to embrace all that you are, flaws and all, and still stand tall in your worth. When you are authentic, you no longer feel the need to chase, to impress, to win someone over. You simply exist in the truth of who you are, knowing that the right person will see you and appreciate you for that. This authenticity is what makes you irresistible, not because you are flawless, but because you are real. When you allow yourself to be genuine, Dr. Angelou, you invite others to do the same. You create a space of comfort, a space of safety, where both individuals can be themselves without fear, without walls. And in this space, real love has the chance to blossom. Authenticity is not only about being truthful with others, it is about being truthful with yourself. It begins with a deep understanding and acceptance of who you are, and it radiates outward into every interaction, every relationship, every moment of connection. It requires self-reflection, a willingness to look within, and the courage to embrace the parts of you that may be uncomfortable or imperfect. When you are at peace with your own flaws, when you no longer seek to change who you are to fit someone else's image of you, you unlock a power within yourself that is magnetic. It is a power that draws others in not because of what you can do for them or how you make them feel, but because you show them the beauty of being human, of embracing all that makes you unique. There is a quiet strength in authenticity, a strength that doesn't require loud proclamations or grand gestures. It simply requires presence. When you are authentic, you no longer feel the need to chase after love or attention. You no longer feel the need to measure yourself against others, to wonder if you are enough, to second guess your worth. You simply know that the right person will see you for who you are, and they will appreciate you for your truth. They will not expect you to be someone you are not, nor will they love you because of a facade you put on. They will love you for the soul that you are, for the quiet strength that you carry, for the vulnerability that you allow them to see. This is the secret to impressing anyone, not by pretending, not by performing, but by being real. There is no need for gimmicks, no need for tricks or tactics. When you show up as your true self, you become magnetic, not because you are playing a part, but because you are allowing your true essence to shine through. And when you allow that to happen, when you show up without fear or shame, without hiding your heart, you will attract the people who are meant to be in your life. Authenticity is the foundation upon which all meaningful relationships are built. It is the bedrock that supports not only romantic connections, but also friendships, familial ties, and self-love. When you allow yourself to be real, you free yourself from the chains of societal expectations, from the need to conform to someone else's idea of who you should be. And in doing so, you invite others to do the same. You create a space of honesty, of trust, of vulnerability, a space where love can flourish, where connections can deepen and where true intimacy can take root. The girl who will find you will see you in your raw, unfiltered beauty. She will be drawn to your authenticity, not because it is perfect, but because it is real. She will not be impressed by who you are trying to be, but by who you already are. And when she sees you, when she truly sees you, when she sees the soul beneath the surface, the person who is brave enough to stand in their own truth, that is when the real connection begins. So, my dear, if you want to impress a woman, don't try to be someone else. Don't hide behind a mask or attempt to fit a mold that was never meant for you. Simply be yourself in all your beauty, in all your flaws, in all your glory. And in that authenticity, you will find a love that is true, a love that is real, a love that will last. Because when you are authentic, you will not have to chase love, it will find you. In life, we each carry a story. It is written in the pages of our hearts, in the experiences that have shaped us, in the trials we have faced, and in the triumphs we have achieved. The journey that each of us walks is uniquely our own, filled with lessons learned, scars earned, and wisdom gained. When you are in the presence of a woman, Angelou, you are not only seeing who she is today, but you are witnessing the culmination of everything she has lived through. The woman who stands before you is the product of her own personal history, of the challenges she has overcome, of the dreams she has pursued and sometimes had to abandon, of the people who have hurt her and the ones who have loved her deeply. To truly connect with a woman, to genuinely impress her, you must understand and honor the journey that has brought her to where she is today. Respecting a woman's journey means more than just acknowledging her past. It means understanding the depth of it. It means recognizing that she is not a blank slate waiting to be shaped by someone else's expectations. She is a person with a rich, complex history, one that has contributed to the wisdom and strength she now embodies. And this is where the true magic of connection happens, when you recognize that a woman's story is sacred. When you respect her past, the hurdles she has crossed, the losses she has experienced, and the growth that has come with it, you show her the kind of respect that runs deeper than superficial admiration. You show her that you see her, truly see her, as more than just a face, more than just a body, more than just a companion. You see her as a whole person, someone who is worthy of admiration, not because of what she can give to you, but because of everything she has carried with her. It is easy to get caught up in the present, to look at a person and form an opinion based on what we see in front of us. But true respect for another human being requires us to look deeper. It requires us to appreciate the experiences that have shaped them, the challenges they have endured, and the resilience they have shown. For a woman, her journey is not just about the accomplishments she has achieved or the goals she has reached, but about the process she has undergone to get to this point. Her story is woven with moments of vulnerability, pain, joy, sacrifice, and growth. And it is within this story that we find the true essence of who she is. When you approach a woman with respect for her journey, you are giving her the space to be who she is without needing to conform to anyone else's ideals or expectations. Angelou, you are allowing her to exist as her authentic self, unburdened by the need to be perfect or flawless. You understand that she is a woman who has lived, who has learned, and who continues to evolve. And in doing so, you create an environment where she feels safe, where she feels valued, and where she feels seen. A woman who feels respected in this way will not feel the need to hide parts of herself or to wear a mask in your presence. She will open herself to you, not because you have demanded it, but because you have shown her the grace and understanding that allows her to be fully herself. When we speak of respect, it is important to recognize that it is not merely about being polite or courteous. Respecting a woman's journey means acknowledging her as a full, complex person who has experienced life in her own way. It means celebrating her for all the parts of herself that make her unique, from the softness of her heart to the strength of her resolve. It means understanding that the choices she makes, the decisions she takes, and the way she views the world are shaped by everything she has been through. To truly respect her, you must be willing to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. You must be willing to hear her story without judgment, without the need to fix or change anything. You must be willing to accept her as she is, without trying to mold her into someone else's idea of perfection. In the process of understanding and respecting her journey, you also come to appreciate the wisdom she brings into your life. Every person's journey holds valuable lessons, and a woman's journey is no different. No different. When you open yourself to truly hear her, when you ask her about her past, her dreams, her fears, you invite the possibility of growth for both of you. Her experiences can offer insights that you may have never considered, and in turn, you may have experiences to share that can help her grow as well. Relationships are not meant to be one-sided. They are a mutual exchange of energy, wisdom, and understanding. And in this exchange, when both individuals respect each other's journeys, they create a bond that is unbreakable, one that is built on the foundation of mutual admiration and deep understanding. There is a subtle yet powerful shift that happens when you truly respect and appreciate the journey of the woman you are with. It goes beyond attraction. It transcends the physical or superficial aspects of a relationship. It moves into the realm of deep connection, where both individuals are free to be who they are, where the walls come down, and where the possibility of love, trust, and intimacy can thrive. In such a relationship, there is no need for pretenses, no need for games. There is only a shared understanding of each other's experiences, an unspoken respect that allows both people to be vulnerable, to grow together, and to face life's challenges side by side. It is important to remember that respecting a woman's journey is not about making her past seem less important or less complicated. It is about honoring that her journey is her own, and it has shaped her in ways that have made her who she is today. Her past does not define her, but it has played a part in her becoming the person she is. And when you acknowledge that, when you show her that you see her not just as a reflection of what she can give you in the present, but as a woman who has lived and loved, struggled and succeeded, you create a space where love can truly flourish. So the next time you meet a woman, or the next time you find yourself in a relationship with her, take a moment to ask about her journey. Take the time to listen, to understand, and to appreciate the unique experiences that have shaped her into the woman she is. It is through this deep respect that you will truly begin to connect, not just with her, but with the very essence of what it means to be a human being sharing this journey together. Confidence is an energy that exudes from within, a quiet assurance that speaks volumes without ever having to raise its voice. It is a sense of knowing your worth, of understanding the strength that lies in embracing your imperfections, and recognizing that you do not need validation from anyone to feel whole. Confidence is not something you wear as an accessory or a performance you put on for others. It is a way of being that flows naturally from the depths of your soul. It is the embodiment of self-love, self-respect, and self-awareness. And in the realm of attraction, confidence is an incredibly powerful force. But let us not confuse confidence with arrogance, for there is a world of difference between the two. Confidence is rooted in humility, while arrogance is built on insecurity. Confidence allows you to stand tall in your truth without needing to diminish others in order to feel superior. Arrogance, on the other hand, stems from a place of fear, fear of being seen as weak, fear of being judged, fear of being overlooked. Those who are arrogant often mask their vulnerabilities behind a facade of superiority, projecting an image of invincibility. But beneath that facade lies a fragile ego that is desperate for validation. Arrogance is not magnetic, it is repellent. It pushes others away, creating barriers rather than connections. True confidence, however, attracts. It draws people in not because it seeks attention, but because it radiates a quiet strength that is impossible to ignore. A confident person does not need to boast about their achievements or put others down to prove their worth. Dr. Angela, they know who they are, and they are comfortable with their flaws and strengths alike. There is an authenticity in confidence that is deeply attractive. When you are confident, you are not pretending to be someone you are not. You are standing in the fullness of your truth, unafraid of judgment, unafraid of rejection, and unafraid of being vulnerable. But why does confidence have such an allure, especially in the context of relationships and attraction? The answer lies in the energy it emits. Confidence is magnetic because it signals to the world that you are secure in yourself. You do not need the approval of others to feel good about who you are, and this self-assuredness creates a sense of safety and comfort. When you meet someone who is truly confident, you feel at ease around them. You are not afraid to be yourself because they are already so comfortable in their own skin. This sense of ease is essential for building any meaningful connection. It is the foundation upon which trust, respect, and intimacy are built. Confidence also signals to others that you are capable. You are someone who can handle challenges, someone who knows how to navigate life with grace and resilience. It is not about boasting about your successes or flaunting your achievements. True confidence is the ability to remain grounded, to stand tall even in the face of adversity, and to walk through life with the understanding that you are enough exactly as you are. In the realm of attraction, confidence communicates that you are not desperate for validation. You are not looking for someone to complete you or to fix your insecurities. You are complete in yourself. This is incredibly attractive because it means that you are not seeking someone to fill a void. Rather, you are seeking a partnership, a connection, and a shared journey. You bring your own strengths and vulnerabilities to the table, and you are open to receiving the same from the person you are with. Arrogance, on the other hand, comes from a place of needing to prove something. It is a defense mechanism designed to protect the ego from being hurt. Arrogant individuals may boast about their achievements, belittle others, or act as though they are above criticism. But all of this behavior is rooted in fear. Fear of inadequacy, fear of being judged, fear of not measuring up. When you are arrogant, you create a false sense of superiority to protect yourself from feeling vulnerable. You create walls around your true self, making it difficult for others to connect with you on a deep and meaningful level. While arrogance may garner attention in the short term, it will never create the lasting, fulfilling connections that true confidence can bring. People may be drawn to the bravado of arrogance, but they will eventually sense the underlying insecurity and be repelled by it. Arrogance is not genuine. It is a mask that hides the true self, and it prevents real intimacy from developing. In contrast, confidence creates an invitation for others to step into your world, to see you for who you truly are, and to connect with you on a deeper level. It allows you to engage with others without the need to constantly prove your worth, without the need to put on a show or act a part. When you are confident, you are not trying to impress anyone. You are simply being yourself, and that in itself is magnetic. To cultivate confidence, you must first learn to love yourself. You must recognize that you are worthy, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Confidence is not about being perfect or flawless. It is about accepting your imperfections and understanding that they do not diminish your value. Confidence comes from within, and it is rooted in self-acceptance. When you accept yourself fully, you stop seeking external validation. You stop trying to impress others, and you start living your life authentically. It is also important to understand that confidence does not mean being boastful or overbearing. It does not mean dominating conversations or seeking the spotlight. True confidence is quiet. It is humble. It is an inner knowing that you are enough exactly as you are. It is about being comfortable in your own skin and being willing to show up authentically without the need for approval from others. In the context of impressing a woman, confidence is about showing her that you are comfortable in who you are. You do not need to prove anything to her. You do not need to show off or try to be someone you are not. You simply need to be real, and that is more than enough. When you are confident, you show her that you value yourself, and in turn, you create an environment where she can feel comfortable in her own skin as well. Confidence breeds confidence, and when you stand tall in your own truth, you invite her to do the same. Arrogance, in contrast, is often a defense mechanism used to mask insecurity. Angelou, it is the need to assert dominance or superiority in order to protect the fragile ego. But this only creates distance and mistrust. It creates a barrier that prevents meaningful connection from forming. When you are arrogant, you are telling the world that you need to prove your worth. When you are confident, you simply exist in the fullness of your being, and others are drawn to you naturally. Confidence is the ability to say, I am enough, without needing to say anything more. Ultimately, the key to impressing a woman lies not in the grand gestures or flashy displays, but in the quiet strength of true confidence. When you are confident, you do not need to chase after love. Love will find you because it is drawn to your authentic self. It will find you because you are standing tall in your worth, unafraid of rejection, and open to the possibility of true connection. Confidence is not about arrogance. It is about being so sure of who you are that you no longer need anyone else to tell you that you are enough. And in that knowing, you become irresistible. In every interaction, words may be spoken, but it is the unspoken language of emotions that speaks the loudest. It is in the way you make someone feel, the understanding you offer without judgment, and the empathy you extend that forms the bedrock of all meaningful relationships. Emotional intelligence is not something that can be measured in tests or quantified on a scale, but it is perhaps one of the most profound qualities a person can possess when it comes to creating lasting connections. Emotional intelligence allows us to understand, manage, and harness our own emotions in a way that makes us more attuned to the emotions of others. It is an ability to navigate the complexities of human emotion, and in doing so, it creates an environment where genuine connection can flourish. But emotional intelligence is not just about recognizing your own feelings. It is about being able to recognize and respond to the emotions of those around you, to offer them a safe space to express themselves, and to listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. This is the true magic of emotional intelligence, the ability to perceive and understand the feelings of others, to walk in their shoes without judgment, and to respond with compassion. It is in these moments of understanding, of attunement, that true emotional bonds are formed. For when a woman feels understood, when she feels that her emotions are seen, validated, and respected, it creates a space for trust and intimacy to thrive. Emotional intelligence begins with self-awareness, the ability to understand your own emotions and how they impact your thoughts, behaviors, and interactions. It is about being in touch with your feelings and recognizing that they are not isolated experiences but are intricately woven into the fabric of your actions and reactions. Self-awareness allows you to identify when you are feeling frustrated, angry, joyful, or afraid, and it gives you the tools to manage these emotions without allowing them to control your behavior. When you are self-aware, you are able to navigate life's challenges with clarity and composure, and this translates into your interactions with others. You are able to be present, to listen, and to respond in a way that is grounded, calm, and thoughtful. But self-awareness alone is not enough. It must be coupled with empathy, the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to understand their perspective, and to respond with compassion. Empathy allows you to connect with others on a deeper level, to transcend the boundaries of your own experience and to reach out to someone in a way that makes them feel seen and heard. It is in this space of empathy that real communication takes place. When you are empathetic, Angelo, you do not just hear the words someone is saying, you feel the emotion behind those words. You recognize the vulnerability that lies within them, and you offer them a sense of comfort and understanding. This is the essence of emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize the unspoken, to understand the hidden layers of emotion, and to respond with care and kindness. For a woman, Emotional intelligence is an essential quality to look for in a partner. A woman desires to feel safe in expressing her feelings, her hopes, her fears, and her dreams. She wants to know that her emotions are not dismissed or minimized, but are met with an open heart and mind. When you demonstrate emotional intelligence, when you show her that you can handle her vulnerability with care and compassion, you create a space where she can truly be herself. This is the foundation upon which trust is built. Trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship, and it is only through emotional intelligence and empathy that trust can be nurtured. In every relationship, there will be moments of tension, disagreement, and hurt. But it is how we navigate these moments that truly defines the strength of the connection. Emotional intelligence enables us to handle conflict with grace. It allows us to communicate our feelings without attacking or blaming the other person. It helps us to listen deeply to what the other person is saying and to acknowledge their perspective, even when we do not agree with it. Emotional intelligence gives us the tools to apologize when we have hurt someone, to recognize when we need to take a step back, and to find common ground when disagreements arise. Empathy also plays a crucial role in creating emotional intimacy. When you are empathetic, you are able to tune into a woman's emotional needs, to understand what she is feeling, and to respond in a way that makes her feel valued and supported. You are able to sense when she needs comfort, when she needs space, or when she simply needs someone to listen. In doing so, you create a safe emotional environment where she feels free to express herself without fear of judgment or rejection. This level of emotional intimacy is not easily attained, but it is one of the most powerful foundations for a deep and lasting connection. Emotional intelligence is not a skill that can be developed overnight. It takes time, patience, and a willingness to look inward and reflect on your own emotional responses. It is a lifelong practice that requires self-discipline, awareness, and a commitment to growth, but the rewards are immeasurable. When you cultivate emotional intelligence, you become better equipped to handle the ups and downs of life's emotional landscape. You become a more compassionate, understanding, and supportive partner. You create a space where genuine connection, love, and trust can thrive. And when a woman sees that you possess emotional intelligence, when she feels that you can truly understand and empathize with her on a deep emotional level, she will be drawn to you. This does not mean that you must always have the right words to say or the perfect response to every situation. Emotional intelligence is not about being perfect. It is about being present. It is about showing up for someone, not with all the answers, but with an open heart and a willingness to listen and understand. It is about recognizing that emotions are complex, that they cannot always be neatly categorized or resolved, but that they are worthy of attention, respect, and care. To impress a woman to truly connect with her, you must first be willing to invest in emotional intelligence. You must be willing to look beyond the surface, to understand the depths of her emotions, and to meet her with empathy and compassion. In doing so, you not only create a space for love to flourish, but you also invite her into a relationship where both of you are free to be vulnerable, to grow together, and to build a bond that is grounded in mutual respect and understanding. Ultimately, Emotional intelligence and empathy are not just tools for impressing a woman. They are the building blocks of any successful relationship. They allow us to navigate the complexities of human connection, to communicate in ways that foster understanding and intimacy, and to build a foundation that is strong enough to withstand the challenges that life may present. By embracing emotional intelligence, you open the door to a deeper, more fulfilling connection with the woman in your life. And in doing so, you create a relationship that is built not on superficial attraction, but on the profound understanding and empathy that can only come from a place of true emotional intelligence. In a world that often rewards perfection, we are told time and time again to hide our flaws, to put on a mask, and to show only the parts of ourselves that are polished and presentable. But what if I told you that true connection, deep connection, thrives not in perfection but in authenticity? What if I told you that it is not the version of ourselves we try so hard to make others see, but the raw, unfiltered, unpolished version of who we truly are that truly resonates with those we wish to connect with? Authenticity is the foundation of any real relationship, whether romantic, familial, or platonic. When we are authentic, we show up as ourselves, unapologetically, without pretense, and without the need for approval. We let go of the idea that we need to be anything other than what we are, and in doing so, we create a space where genuine connection can unfold. Authenticity is not about being flawless, it is about being real. It is about showing the world the parts of you that you may have hidden in the past. The parts that are sometimes messy, imperfect, and vulnerable. But it is in these parts, these raw and human pieces of ourselves, that we find true beauty, true power, and true connection. When it comes to impressing a woman, nothing is more powerful than authenticity. A woman is not looking for someone who can present a perfect facade. She is looking for someone who can show up as themselves, someone who is comfortable in their own skin and unafraid to let their true self shine. A woman is looking for honesty, integrity, and realness. She wants to know that the person she is with is not pretending to be someone they are not, but instead is comfortable enough to be vulnerable, to be honest, and to be themselves in her presence. And when you are authentic, you give her the freedom to do the same. But authenticity goes hand in hand with vulnerability. Vulnerability is the courage to show up as you truly are without hiding behind a mask or a shield. It is the willingness to be seen, to be known, and to expose the parts of yourself that may be difficult or uncomfortable to share. It is not an easy thing to do, especially in a world that often values strength over sensitivity and self-sufficiency over emotional openness. But vulnerability is the gateway to true intimacy. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create an environment where others can do the same. It is in these moments of shared vulnerability that trust is built and real connection is forged. To impress a woman, to truly stand out, you must be willing to be vulnerable. You must be willing to show her the parts of yourself that you may have kept hidden. The fears, the insecurities, the uncertainties. It is not about presenting a perfect image of yourself, but about sharing your true self, imperfections and all. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you give her permission to do the same. You show her that it is okay to be imperfect, to have flaws, and to be human. And in this space of mutual vulnerability, deep emotional intimacy can flourish. Vulnerability requires courage. It requires the courage to show your true self, even when it feels risky. It requires the courage to open your heart and trust that the other person will hold it with care. Vulnerability is not about being weak or helpless. It is about being strong enough to face your fears, your wounds, and your insecurities. It is about being brave enough to let someone see the real you, the person behind the mask, and trusting that they will love you not in spite of your imperfections, but because of them. For many people, vulnerability feels uncomfortable or even scary. We live in a world that often rewards strength, independence, and emotional control. We are taught from a young age to hide our weaknesses, to suppress our feelings, and to present a stoic, unshakable version of ourselves to the world. But this false sense of strength only serves to create distance between us and others. When we refuse to be vulnerable, we build walls around ourselves. We create barriers that prevent others from truly seeing us, and we limit our ability to form deep and meaningful connections. But when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we tear down those walls, we let others in, and we give them the opportunity to see us as we truly are. Vulnerability is not about making ourselves small or weak. It is about allowing ourselves to be fully human, to feel, to experience, and to connect. It is in our vulnerability that we find strength, for it takes immense courage to show the world who we really are. And it is in this authenticity and vulnerability that a woman will find the deepest connection with you. A woman is not looking for a partner who is perfect or invulnerable. She is looking for someone who is real. She is looking for someone who is willing to be open, to share their heart, and to allow her to do the same. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you create a space where intimacy can thrive. You allow her to see the parts of you that others may not see, the parts that make you human, the parts that make you relatable, and the parts that make you lovable. And in doing so, you form a bond that is unbreakable, for it is built on the foundation of authenticity, honesty, and emotional openness. This is not to say that vulnerability is easy. It is not. It requires trust, self-acceptance, and the willingness to face your fears. But it is the key to building a relationship that is rooted in emotional depth and understanding. When you are authentic and vulnerable, you allow love to flow freely between you and the woman you are with. You invite her to share in the beautiful, messy, and imperfect experience of being human. And in doing so, you create a connection that is powerful, lasting, and real. In the end, impressing a woman is not about the grand gestures or the flashy displays. It is about showing her that you are comfortable being yourself. It is about sharing your heart with her and allowing her to do the same. It is about creating a space of emotional safety and vulnerability where both of you can be fully seen and understood. Authenticity and vulnerability are the keys to unlocking the deepest form of connection. When you embrace both, you create the kind of relationship that is built not on surface level attraction, but on the kind of love that is real, raw, and unwavering. Ultimately, it is not the version of yourself that you think others want to see that will impress a woman. It is the truest, most authentic version of yourself, the one that is unafraid to be vulnerable, to share, and to connect, that will capture her heart. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a strength. And when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you give her the greatest gift of all, the opportunity to truly know you. And in return, the opportunity to love you just as you are. When you understand the power of authenticity and vulnerability in relationships, you unlock the deepest forms of connection. It is not about perfection, but about being real and showing up as your true self. Vulnerability is not weakness, but strength. It's the courage to show your flaws and insecurities, inviting others to do the same. Through authenticity, you create emotional intimacy, trust, and love, building a bond that lasts. The most impactful way to impress someone is not by pretending to be someone you're not, but by offering them the raw, genuine version of yourself. Let go of fear and embrace vulnerability. It's the key to forming relationships that are deeply meaningful and grounded in mutual understanding.